Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel. This is the first video you're seeing of me. Maybe come back to another one. I hope you're all doing really well. One thing I'm just going to go straight into it actually, I think. One thing this year I really don't want to do is be missing on my channel for long periods of time. And so I have to be really honest if I'm gonna not do that. Like if I'm not gonna be missing for long periods of time, then I have to come on here and be super duper honest. So I thought the next video I want to upload is, there's two videos I want to upload. I want to do obviously the what happened DMX video, and that will be coming. And the other video I want to do is a video on the economy, the world economy, and what the energy around that feels like and what it looks like with all the digital and the crypto and stuff like that. But I feel like it's really important to be honest and be transparent and share my experience, because why not? So I am a working light worker, which means this is my career, this is my job, this is what supports my livelihood, this is what I get paid to do, this is my job. I work to read, and I read for work. I upload YouTube videos, I do private readings. That is what I do for my work, and I am blessed and honoured, and honestly I say it all the time, and I feel like I don't ever want it to just come across like, oh, I'm just saying it. No, like, truly, like, to be able to help you on your path, to be able to hear your stories, to be able to hear how the guidance spirit has given you through me, has helped you. Honestly, I literally sit and I cry at some of the emails I get. I am so moved on a daily basis, and you know, I've been able to read for people all across the world. I don't think you fully understand, and you probably don't understand because I've never talked about it, and that's kind of what I want this video to be. I haven't had the energy to read this week. I'm just going to be honest. I haven't had the energy to do a reading this week, and so I thought I would talk about the realities of being a working light worker, what that actually looks like, because this is my passion and it's my love, and I love it, but it's hard. It's really hard, especially energy wise. I'm an empath, I'm sensitive. It takes a lot out of me. I end up drained a lot of the time. And I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, but I do want to be honest. And as I was going to say, I'm a girl from a very small town in a small country. You know, I think a lot of people think of the UK and think it's like this big place. Let me tell you, I went to LA recently. LA is huge. Like, compared to where I come from, it's massive. Like, and I've read for people in America, Canada, I know Canada's technically America, Australia, India, all over Europe. Like, I'm gonna get emotional. Like, that's just insane. That's insane. Like, that is literally ridiculous. And I've wanted to do this legitimately. Obviously, I've had gifts my whole life to actually be here doing this, and to be reading for people all across the world is insane. And so you often end up, I think, when you start walking a career path that is something you've dreamed of for a long time, you end up in this very weird place, because it's like, I am so grateful and I am pinch myself every day that I get to do this. For someone who, listen, 9 to 5s work for some people, but I hated every single 9 to 5 job I ever had. I hated working for other people. I hated being on someone else's time. I hated it. and the freedom that I have now. I work the hours that I want, I work the days that I want, I can do what I want, I have a lot of flexibility. I have, so much from this, and I'm so grateful again. And you end up in this place where it's like, I'm so grateful that I don't want to complain, and I don't want to feel burnt out, and I don't want to feel drained, and I don't want to feel these things. But at the same time, it's completely natural that I do. And a lot of people will be like, recharge, and I do all of that. Trust me, I do all the spiritual practices. I meditate, I recharge, I self-care. I think for me, just the person I am, it's part and parcel with the job, and it's fine. Like, it's really, it's up to me to balance it. Listen, I'm not sitting here to say this to complain. I'm just sitting here to share the video and just to be honest about how I feel, and to be chatty and to give you something, because I don't want it to be 2 weeks and I haven't uploaded on the channel. I want to give something to you. So I thought I'd just give you a reality of what it is like to be a working psychic, to be a working light worker, what that actually looks like, how that actually is behind the scenes, how I actually feel, which is tired. Because I feel like it's important to document it. I feel like it's really important to document it. And as I said, like, I'm a small town girl. Just a small town girl. Like, I'm a small town girl in a small town. Like, if you had told me, like, 5 years ago, at this point, I would have read for people in India, in Australia, in America. What? Like, sorry? Like, I would have never... I would have probably just been like, yeah, okay then, sure. But the fact that I, have you lovelies is just, like, it's insane. It's insane to me. And I feel like I don't put that in context enough, but hopefully that gives you context. Like, I'm from a very small town in a very small country. Okay, it's not like tiny, but compared to a lot of other countries, the UK, England is tiny. Like, it's honestly very overwhelming. Sometimes I'm like, oh. And then, I'll be honest, there's the part of me that's like, I do put a lot of work into what I do. I feel like I'm very good at what I do. I'm very honest. I'm very transparent. I have a lot of integrity. My intention always, whoever I'm reading for, celebrity, non-celebrity, world situation, whatever, my intention is always to be respectful and to do the reading justice and to do whoever I'm reading for justice. And see, I don't even know whether to say the next bit. Can be disheartening sometimes. Like, I've been doing this now for, what, I don't know, 5 years, and I feel like I'm not growing. My channel's not growing, not rapidly anyway, which is fine, but it does take a toll. When you invest in something, you want it to grow. Like, that's natural. That's not even just in career, that's in life, in friendships, relationships, work, health. When you invest your time into something, you want it to grow. And I feel like I'm not growing, and sometimes I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Like, am I doing something wrong? Do I not make videos that people like? I feel really vulnerable even saying this. Now I'm crying, which, by the way, don't... I am a crier. I'm very, very sensitive. I'm a very, very sensitive person. I cry all the time. No, I don't really cry all the time anymore, actually, but sometimes I do feel like I'm like making content that I really love, and I feel like, oh, this is really good. And then it's so difficult because I want to be honest about how I feel completely, but then at the same time I'm like, this comes across really ungrateful, and that's literally never how I want to come across. And the point of this is that it's pointless, because I'm just sharing this to share. You know, I'm not going to stop doing what I do. I love what I do. I'm not going to stop doing it. But I think it's important to share the realities of pursuing something you love to do, because it's not easy. And there are moments in this that are amazing. And like I said, I have freedom to work on my own time. I have freedom to do what I want to do. I work for myself. I help people. That is the most important thing that I do. But there are lows that come with working for yourself. There are lows that come with fulfilling your dreams, when things don't happen on your time scale, and you constantly have to remind yourself that life is happening in divine timing and not in your timing. And it's hard. It's hard, and it can be deflating, and it can be underwhelming, especially for me, when I feel like I'm making content I love and I'm doing what I love, but it's not having an outcome that I envisioned it to have, I guess. I don't know if this is shown enough, to be honest. I don't know if people talk about the reality of trying to live a life of your dreams, because it's not easy. It's like really not easy. There are moments that are amazing, but the reality is that, and I feel like in the spiritual realm as well, people don't talk about business because of the nature of what we do. But the reality is that this is my business. This is my work. This is my career. And I work long hours, like early mornings, late nights. Do I work as hard as nurses, doctors, firemen, surgeons, social workers? No, of course I don't. Don't be ridiculous. But it's that saying, isn't it? You can have someone who has a broken arm and someone who just has a headache. Does it make the other person's pain, or not that this is painful, but you know, does it make the other person's experience any less? No, your experience is your experience. And I just feel like, to anyone who is trying to walk a path of their dreams and who is trying to make something work that they really believe in and that they love and that they're passionate about and that they care about, I just want you to know, in this shiny world of social media where nobody actually shows the reality, I want you to know that there are days when it is fucking hard. Like, there are days when it is so difficult. There are days when you are so drained and so tired. Being an entrepreneur is not easy. And listen, do you know what? There's a reason that I felt called to sit here and share this. And I feel like we all are part of a shared experience. We are all a collective. And there will be someone, even if it's just one person I know, that watches this and goes, yeah. And I don't know who you are. But I know that there's one person that will watch this video and go, I'm not alone, or how I feel is normal, or yeah, I get it. And that's why it's important to be honest about how we feel and share how we feel, because it makes you feel better to get it off your chest. B, it helps other people feel like they're not alone. C, it's a shared experience, we're a collective. And D, just, you know, it's important. It's important because we learn from each other, we grow from each other, we learn from each other's experiences. You know, someone else's experience can be a reflection of what someone else is experiencing, and that's why it's important to, I guess, share what you go through and how you're feeling, because it helps other people to learn, it helps other people to grow, and it helps you to grow as well. I'm a very private person, I'll be very, very honest. I don't know whether that comes across on this channel, it probably does. I'm very private. So this is a bit vulnerable for me. But, in fact, I don't even know if I'll upload this. But I think it's important, as this is my channel, to share how I feel. I love what I do. As I said, I am so grateful, so blessed, so honoured. Some of you, you don't even know the light that you give me on those days. I'm gonna get emotional again. On those days where I think about quitting, honestly, on those days where I think about giving up, on those days where I think this is hard and I don't want to do this anymore, I get a DM or an email from one of you and I'm like, how could I give up? How could I? So thank you, because without you, you know, I've said it before and I say it again, you are my light, you know, in this path that I'm walking, you are my beacons of light. Like, you keep me going. Every comment, every message, every email, every book reading, like all of it, like you keep me going, like, so thank you. But yeah, I just wanted to be honest, you know, I'm not where I want to be with this channel. I'm not where I want to be on my career path. I love what I do, but I'm not where I want to be. And like, you can be in the middle of that and it's okay. It's okay to be happy where you are and want something more. Like, that's okay. And again, I feel like someone else needs to hear that as well. So always know that whenever you're speaking in conversations, this is what I'm saying, like, spirit is everywhere. And I just felt so pulled because it was just so heavy on my chest, like, just to share this, even though I feel like I've shared nothing, but I think it's important just to share. And it's okay to be where you are in the space that you're in and be happy there and be grateful there and be blessed there and be honoured there and still want something else. And I love this channel. I love this community. I love what I do, but I just want it to grow. And, you know, it hasn't really been growing and it is a little bit disheartening to me. But I do trust in the bigger picture. And as I said, divine time, not my time. So, yeah. I hope, this has just been a chatty video. I hope that you take something from this. I don't know. Maybe you get to understand me a little bit more. The way I work, how I feel. Or maybe you've seen something of yourself in what I've said. Either way, I hope in some way it's helped me to actually just speak it out. And I will resume shortly with a reading because that's what I came here to do. But I didn't want to just leave it days without uploading anything, and I feel like it's important to be honest. So let's pull a card before we go. I'm going to pull from the Spirit Junkie deck because I do love this deck. And this is actually the deck that I do my pep talks from Spirit from. And I feel like a pep talk is a good way to end this little chatty video. So here we go, Spirit. What do you want us to hear after everything I've just babbled on about? Okay, let's see. Whew. What do you want us to hear after everything I've just babbled on about? Oh, what's this? Okay. I claim my desires. I hold great visions. I am ready to receive. I mean, kind of goes part and parcel with what I said. Like, this is my love. This is my desire. This is my dream. The vision I have for myself is bigger than where I am now. And I am ready to receive it. So hold your vision, because as I said, things happen in divine time, not our time. And I take that message on as well, Spirit. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. If you got this far, let me know. Leave some love in the comments. And yeah, thank you for listening. And thank you for letting me share. And And yeah, I don't know how to end this now, I guess. Bye. See you soon for another video, lovelies. Bye.